5 Chinese military planes touch down in Moscow, and Ukrainian drones go silent. Not confused. Waiting. In this video, you'll see why Kiev's operators held fire, then flipped the battle space, real-time ISR, jamming, and coordinated strikes that made exposed Russian armor a liability. We break down how BBS unit UAVs moved from scouting to independent kill assets in Kherson and Lyman, and why aging T-55s and frontline at 72S couldn't survive the sensor-to-shooter chain. You'll learn how dynamic control of space beats tonnage, and what that means for the next Russian push. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Why hold fire when the world gets loud? Because silence buys time, and time turns into aim. When comms hum and headlines spike, operators cut chatter, freeze drones on station, and wait for movement windows to open.
Ukraine is claiming its forces have captured 2 Chinese nationals fighting as part of the Russian army. President Zelensky has said that they had ID and bank cards on them when they were captured in Ukraine's eastern Donetsk region. Russia had used thousands of North Korean troops to try to push Ukrainian forces out of the Kursk region. And he added that we have information indicating that the number of such Chinese citizens fighting in the occupiers' units is much higher than 2. Those were his words, and he's instructed Ukraine's foreign minister to contact Beijing.
Chinese citizens are fighting for Russian forces in eastern Ukraine.
You get less noise on the net, fewer tells on the spectrum, and a clearer shot at the first mistake. The core problem is simple. Russia pushes mass and relies on narrow windows to dash across open ground. Ukraine can't trade salvo for salvo without exposing guns and drone teams. So they predict routes, fix vehicles in place, and finish fast, without giving away batteries to counter-battery radar. Reactive armor doesn't save a turret roof. Old T-55s and frontline T-72s carry bricks and skirts, but smart munitions eat top plates and engine decks. The twist is speed. The moment recon cameras confirm, strike munitions are already in the air. No long artillery prep. No warning. Dynamic control of space turns terrain into a schedule. UAVs patrol lanes like a beat cop, mark choke points, and pre-assign fires to grid squares. Any exposed movement becomes a timed event. You move. A clock starts. Your choices shrink. At Kherson, a mixed packet noses across open ground. The operators tag the lead and the tail. The column breaks. Now the center has nowhere to go. A loitering round threads in and kills mobility.
The Russian President Vladimir Putin has acknowledged that China, Moscow's most important ally, has questions and concerns about the war in Ukraine.
Vladimir Putin is in Samarkand to strengthen ties with his regional partners. The Shanghai Cooperation Organization of Eurasian nations has grown in significance for Russia.
We highly value the balanced position of our Chinese friends when it comes to the Ukraine crisis. We understand your questions and concern about this. During today's meeting, we will of course explain our position.
Mass becomes trapped steel. Near Lyman, ISR drones pass targets to loitering munitions while EW teams mute enemy quadcopters. 3 vehicles, an at-80, an at-72, an MTLB, get hit in sequence before any return fire can cue. The line doesn't bend. It hardens. Analysts keep circling the same point: roof arcs are thin and sensors miss from above. Drones strike the soft spots, then call guns for the kill shot on tracks and wheels. Jamming peels away enemy spotters and data links, breaking their counter-recon and buying more seconds. So how do they erase a column in minutes? UAV tags. EW blinds. Guns fire on a pre-cleared grid. Lead disabled, tail blocked, center destroyed. If armor can't cross open ground without dying, what happens to a doctrine built on mass and speed? Columns keep stalling and burning. More holes don't fix the same wound. What single weakness repeats? You know it by now, the roof. Legacy armor was built for face-to-face fights. Heavy glassy. Thick mantlets. But not for eyes above and small munitions guided in real time. Drones don't duel. They stalk. They mark. They strike down through the top plate, the engine deck, the vents where heat pools and armor thins. Reactive bricks and side skirts help against older threats, but they sit where shells used to come from. Meanwhile, drones flow over roads and tree lines, then drop into that blind cone. The mass that once bullied a route now drags a wake: fuel trucks, ammo carriers, repair rigs, each one a soft link that slows the whole chain. AT-55 lies under netting in a tree lean. Thermal scan catches the heat leak. The drone pins it with a laser mark, artillery checks range and fires a short bracket. Tracks snap, smoke pours. The crew bails fast, helmets low, and runs the ditch. A follow-on munition drops on the engine deck and finishes the mobility kill. The tank is now a bunker, then a burn. You see the strain in the aftermath. More abandoned hulls left where they stopped. More units pressed into civilian vans because crews don't trust the odds. When survival feels like a coin flip, the tempo dies before the assault forms up. So Ukraine pivots. BBS-run UAVs don't just spot, they punch first. Recon is a strike. Artillery is the second blow. EW covers both, scrubbing the air of enemy eyes. The kill chain runs clean because the other ISR is dim. In that electronic duel, a Russian post-UAS platform gets hunted down. Losing ISR robs them of the counter-Q. With no fresh eyes, Ukraine works the grid without fast return fire. If exposed movement equals death, massed assaults need a new playbook: APS tuned for drones, smoke that actually screens sensors, decoys worth shooting, dispersed routes that don't converge into a kill box. Here's the payoff. The tactical flaw is overhead exposure plus slow decisions. Ukrainian drones compress time, hit top-down, and cut the gap between spotting and striking. The metric isn't tonnage. It's time to effect. Next, we test who adapts first. Seconds beat tons. That's the lesson. When a 3-vehicle stack vanishes under linked ISR and precise fires, mass stops mattering, the clock does. Dynamic control of space turns roads into trap lines and armor into a target set. Both sides now pour effort into electronic warfare. Ukraine keeps blinding enemy eyes, cutting their cues, and buying the extra seconds that decide a fight. That race only tightens from here. If you want deeper breakdowns of sensor-to-shooter chains and the countermeasures that might work, subscribe and comment your choice below: disperse, decoy, or double down on APS. The next push goes to whoever closes the kill chain faster.